Back when Saul was king of Israel, the Philistines came out to fight against the Israelites. They set up camp on one hill, and the Israelites were on the other hill, with a valley between them. Every day, a giant named Goliath would come out from the Philistine camp. He was huge, over 9 feet tall, and covered in heavy bronze armor. His spear was massive, and he had a shield bearer walking in front of him. Goliath came out every morning and evening for 40 days, shouting at the Israelites, challenging them to send someone to fight him one-on-one. "If your man wins," he said, "we'll be your slaves. But if I win, you'll be ours." Nobody from Israel dared to face him. Everyone, including King Saul, was terrified. Meanwhile, in Bethlehem, there was a young shepherd named David, the youngest son of Jesse. His 3 older brothers were off at the battle. One day, Jesse told David to take some food to his brothers and check on them. David left his sheep with a keeper and went straight to the battlefield. When he got there, David saw Goliath come out and shout his usual challenge. The Israelite soldiers were scared and started talking about the rewards Saul would give to anyone who could kill the giant: riches, the king's daughter, and no taxes for his whole family. David was shocked. "Who does this Philistine think he is, defying the armies of the living God?" he asked. His oldest brother Eliab got mad and accused David of just coming to watch the fight. But David didn't back down. Word got to Saul that someone was willing to fight Goliath, and David was brought to him. David told Saul, "Don't worry, I'll go fight him." Saul looked at him and said, "You're just a kid, and he's been a warrior his whole life." But David explained how, as a shepherd, he'd fought off lions and bears to protect his sheep. "The same God who saved me from the lion and the bear will save me from this Philistine," he said. Saul finally agreed and said, "Go, and the Lord be with you." He tried to dress David in his own armor, but it was too big and heavy. David took it off. Instead, he grabbed his shepherd's staff, picked up 5 smooth stones from a stream, put them in his pouch, and went out to face Goliath with just his sling. As David approached, Goliath saw him and laughed. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he shouted. Then he cursed David and promised to feed him to the birds and wild animals. David didn't flinch. He said, "You come at me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come at you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God you've defied. Today the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Everyone here will know there's a God in Israel. The battle isn't ours, it's the Lord's." Then Goliath moved in to attack, but David ran straight toward him, reached into his bag, pulled out a stone, and slung it. The stone hit Goliath right in the forehead and sank in. Goliath fell face first to the ground. David ran over, took Goliath's own sword, and used it to cut off his head. That was it. The giant was dead, and the battle was won. The lesson from David and Goliath is simple but powerful. God doesn't need us to be the biggest, strongest, or most experienced. He just needs us to trust him. David wasn't a trained soldier. He was a young shepherd, but he had complete confidence that God would fight for him. When everyone else saw a giant too big to beat, David saw someone too big to miss, because he knew God was with him. Real courage doesn't come from ourselves. It comes from trusting God. And with God, no challenge is too big.